have been working in Syariah Court for the past 30 years, since 1993. I was only 23 then.
Yeah, I was always 23 when I joined.
We literally have grown older with Syariah Court.
When I first started practicing more than 30 years ago, I had a list of my hopes and my wishes for the Syariah Court. And by coincidence, in the last 3 decades, one every decade, I have written articles on the Syariah Court and Muslim law in general. And if you go through the articles, you will see the growth and development of the Syariah Court and Muslim law in Singapore.
I saw firsthand the improvements in the judicial strength, because back then there were only 2 presidents, but today we have 4 presidents from both the religious and the legal background.
Well, in the past 2 decades, we've seen the creation of positions like the registrars, mediators, and even ad hoc presidents, which have really contributed to the efficiency and efficacy of the Syariah Court. Since I've been here for more than 15 years, I've been able to see the developments between then and now.
One significant change is the jurisprudential evolution from the last 30 years that I've been practicing in Syariah Court. We can see that now there is more sophistication in the decisions issued by the Syariah Court. There's more depth in the analysis as well as the judicial thinking. It's not as simple and straightforward as before. The Singapore Sharia Appeal Report was a godsend to practitioners because prior to the SSAR, right, it was a struggle, to try and present to the judges reported decisions. Not 1 week goes by, right, without me making reference to the SSAR.
Well, before the publication of the SSAR, we had nothing to go on. So we would have to call our seniors and literally beg them, like, do you have cases for me to use? I need those cases. And then they'll say yes, and we will run over to the office, and then we will photocopy, borrow, photocopy, borrow, photocopy, borrow, until we had enough, and then we'll bring them back to our office.
We now have remote hearings as well as electronic filing of the documents. So in the past, we have to take 3 sets of the documents and to bring it to the court to have them filed manually. If you tell this to anyone starting out doing Sharia work, I think they'll be surprised because they thought that everything is digitalized now. You never had to go to court, but that was not the case previously. With digitalization, there are some teething issues, but it has overall made the process more efficient as well.
Pada awal tahun, pihak Mahkamah Syiah telah mengatur satu program yang dinamakan IKMA untuk memberikan panduan dan juga doa ajar kepada para hakam agar dapat memberikan sumbangan yang baik kepada para pasangan yang bermasalah.
Ustaz, anda rasa perkara ini sangat-sangat penting dalam membantu kami menambah nilai khidmat kami kepada masyarakat, kepada pasangan khususnya. Mudah-mudahan pada masa akan datang khidmat hakam ni dirasakan kepentingannya pada masyarakat dan mudah-mudahan dapat membantu masyarakat kita.
The 1999 AMLA amendments were a major milestone in the Sharia court ecosystem. The amendments also clarified the powers and the jurisdictions of the Sharia court. It also created new positions, and these positions help with the more effective operation of the judicial institution.
After the 1999 AMLA amendments, some of us were invited back to the Syariah Court, where we worked with them on the drafting of the Muslim marriage and divorce rules. It was a grueling 6 months, and we spent that time drafting many forms, and many of these forms are actually still in existence today.
Working on the MMDR was really tough, but it's all worth it because it catalyzed the Sharia court into the institution that it is today.
People will always have a moral judgment about divorce, but the way I see it, rather than staying in a marriage that's psychologically, emotionally, financially draining, the more prudent solution would be to pursue a divorce in the Sharia court. There are safeguards in the Sharia court to ensure that the relationships in Muslim families are prioritized in the process of a divorce.
Every day is different. Every family is different. So for every case, we will try to give our best outcome.
Peranan kami sebagai hakam ini sebenarnya adalah untuk membantu pasangan untuk membuat keputusan yang maklum, yang terbaik dalam urusan mereka. Namun sekiranya perpisahan itu perlu berlaku, maka ia merupakan langkah yang terakhir dan mudah-mudahan adalah yang terbaik untuk mereka dan juga ahli keluarga mereka, insya-Allah.
pihak hakam juga ingin memastikan agar peperiksaan itu cara yang terbaik, yang terhormat dan juga dapat menjaga hubungan di antara parent dan juga anak-anak mereka.
It's not just a file, It is a breakdown of a very intimate relationship, right? So even though I have to represent one party, one spouse, right? I try not to lose track of the fact that there are humans. The court also prioritizes the family and particularly the well-being of the children.
As mediators, we look out for the interests of both parties. We need to remain impartial so that we are able to facilitate fruitful discussions. We want to try to get them to come up with an amicable settlement so that they have a sense of ownership of what goes into the eventual court order.
The Syariah Court staff, mediators, judges, lawyers and hakam, we all work together to help families work through a difficult situation in their lives.
The Syariah Court is not to be seen merely as a place where the marriages end, but it is a place that helps the Muslim families to start afresh, to have a new beginning and to move forward in a more positive manner.
Well, the culture at Syariah Court is like
family.
a family.
Gotong royong spirit or a sense of camaraderie.
At work, we are professionals, we work in a team, but outside of work, we are all friends.
Our friendship is very important because it builds a conducive environment. We know each other's working styles so well that we avoid miscommunication with each other.
So we have each other's backs. We need to. We have to give the very highest level of service to parties who's going through a major life change.
Ever since I stepped into Syariah Court, there have been a lot of mentors that I'm able to learn from. I was able to settle down into managing my cases within a few weeks of joining Syariah Court.
If there was one word that I could use to describe Syariah Court, it would be empathetic. They really help families in their tough times. The judges are very helpful and they're encouraging, and that overall makes me a better lawyer because I'm not afraid to learn from them.
Recently I just received a text from a lady whom I helped 12 years ago. She said that I was helping her at the counter. She felt very appreciative of that. That made me feel so good. After 12 years, I received a text, Sharim.
Wow.
One of my clients was able to obtain a rental flat with her Syariah Court order after the divorce. She was so thankful that she told me that I would not have been able to get through this if not for all of you.
Recently, I was at an event. This girl, she's in her mid-20s, she approached me and she says that 10 years ago, she came to my office with her mother. I was representing her mother in the divorce. After the divorce, they were happier as a family and they were in a much better position than before the divorce. It is important for divorce lawyers to realize the impact of their work to ensure the well-being of these families which have broken up.
Pernah ada satu keadaan dalam sesi hakam di mana apabila pasangan berbicara, mereka kata tidak ada perasaan cinta sesama mereka. Tetapi selepas kami bicarakan bersama mereka, kami dapati sebenarnya bukan tiada perasaan cinta, tetapi mereka kurang memahami bahasa cinta masing-masing dan kurang berkomunikasi dengan lebih berkesan. Dan yang saya kira juga penting, ini menekankan tentang kepentingan sesi hakam dalam kes-kes perpisahan.
Sebenarnya Mahkamah Syariah ialah satu badan yang memberikan pencerahan dan juga tempat bergantungnya bagi menyelesaikan masalah rumah tangga mereka.
As a whole, I think the Muslim community relies on us, the legal practitioners, as well as the Syariah Court to help them with their family disputes.
Syariah Court has improved so much in every way. I hope that we will keep improving as there's always room for improvement.
I hope the Syariah Court will be able to continue with its aim of wanting to serve the community and doing so with compassion and empathy.
I hope that Syariah Court continue and enhance its support for family that's going through divorce. Another hope is that more resources are injected into the Syariah Court so that the judicial institution is strengthened.
I hope that I can continue to provide my service to the community at the Syariah Court till the day I retire.
I hope Syariah Court will continue to embrace technology to assist the community to make things easier for them.
I hope that the court and the legal landscape becomes even stronger, and that there will be more resources and materials for legal practitioners like us to improve on the practice of Sharia law.
Harapan saya, mudah-mudahan Mahkamah Syariah dapat memberikan kesan yang positif kepada sesiapa sahaja yang berhubungan dengan mereka.
Saya juga mengharapkan agar Mahkamah Syariah akan memberikan sumbangan yang terbaik kepada masyarakat dan juga memberikan panduan kepada hakam agar mereka dapat menyelesaikan masalah dengan cara yang terbaik dan lebih sempurna lagi.
I hope that the quality of law in the Syariah Court will continue to improve to even greater heights. This will be of greater value and benefit to the community at large.